I remember I was with my mom and Zippy. Josh came back like twice, but he had to go back to heaven. And I remember somehow we visited, I guess, a part of heaven, but it was on earth at the same time. It was like in the spirit, but it was the cafeteria. We had to be only in the cafeteria, and where Josh would serve us, and we only had to eat like a pudding type, jello type thing every time, and he would bring it to us, and it was so good. And then I remember Josh would leave us a paper each time he left, but then the last time he left, I look on the back and there was like, Josh, you wrote something on the back, and it was similar to describing how the word of God is real and that he loves the word, and how we're like the foundation of Israel or something, or like something about us all being in Israel, like the foundation of Israel or something. I also remember in the dream, I think it was before, I guess this happened, we were in this one building, and I don't know if it felt kind of like evil at the same time, and there was blood everywhere, and then there was always a guy that kept following me, like a ghostly guy, and he would always try to stab my shoulder by my neck area. But I knew the end of everything. I knew I was eventually going to you beat this guy. I was gonna win. It was my victory at the end. I was so afraid of him for some reason though, and I was afraid of the stabbing each time because of the pain. But I remember it was gonna get much worse until it was just like a weird process. Then I remember we were like, my mom was working like in this garage area type thing, and then me and I think is Zippy, I think it was her, we were in this one small area, and we saw blood dripping down, but it felt like an evil place, I guess, and then it started to drip more and more and more, and then we ran out, and then we ran to this bathroom area, and then we hear the entire ceiling where that blood was fall so loud with a loud boom, and then the plumbing system, like the toilet area, was making so many like loud sounds. Like it sounded like it was like extremely loud and powerful. And then I told us we need to get inside of the tub area, and so we did. Then I remember I told Josh, you get into, and he got in, and then a little boy, he came into the bathroom. He didn't see us in the tub yet, and he brought a towel and bath stuff because he was planning on taking a bath. And then I remember I wanted to let him know that we were in there, and so I made a sound, and then the little boy got scared because he didn't know we were in there until we made a sound. And then we just decided just to get out of the tub to let the little boy bathe. And then we went back out, and then that's when the whole cafeteria things started, and then Josh had to go back to heaven, and then that's when he was feeding us the jello type thing, and like a jello type pudding, and it was so amazing. It tasted so good. And then I remember thinking how cute Jesus and his like Jesus is like is allowing us to eat this, and he's making it for us and all that. And it just felt amazing being there. But it was on earth, but yet in the spirit it was like a part of heaven, but it was like a cafeteria, and we could only access that area. And then Josh had to go back, and that's when he wrote that letter. But he came back twice, like it seemed like twice in the dream, but the second time he went back, that's when he wrote that, or he left us with a paper. Then in the back of that paper, that's when he was writing how he loves the word of God. The word of God is true, and that we are like Israel's foundations, or Israel's lamppost, or something similar to us being the foundation of Israel. And then I remember when Joshua left, I was holding that paper right to my chest, and I was crying. And I remember one of my aunts saw me holding it to my chest, and he criticized me, I guess, for doing it. And then I defended myself.